Bringing in a new character into a TV show like Power Rangers can be daunting. They can't be the same, they can't disrupt the chemistry of the other characters, and they have to be good. 6 Rangers are an interesting beast. I've come to not like a fair bit of them. It was either they don't get used that often or the personality was bad, but a lot of these characters' introductory episodes were pretty good. That's the thing I get frustrated with the most. I can see the potential, it just doesn't go anywhere.
Super Megaforce Silver.
Orion was really the saving grace for Super Megaforce. It was cute that PR swapped the ideas around. Gokaiger had the main team as aliens, PR had Orion as the alien. The episode did the whole who is the new Ranger idea, similar to how they hid Ryan till the reveal at the end. But his story was the best part. Just within 5 minutes of finding it out, we knew more about Orion than what we knew about Troy in a year and a half. What do we know about Troy? He's smart, has some magic power that can see the future, and hates water bottles. Orion, we saw how his planet looks like, what he did for a living, some colleagues, his planet was enslaved/leveled, and what happened to the 6 Ranger keys. Even after Orion fading into the background with only that one weird moment of him living in the school, he had more personality and development than the entire Megaforce team combined.
Lunar Wolf Ranger.
This story seems familiar, but if you can reuse an idea, then spit it into a different direction, you get Zanaku and Merrick. This was a huge arc in Wild Force. I'm tempted to say the best arc for Wild Force. You had Merrick, who was this noble guy who would never do the wrong thing, but in order to stop evil, he used evil, turning himself into what he hated, perverting his Zords and his body into a killing wolf monster. It's the whole reason why Merrick didn't want to join the team once he got free of the mask. How can he trust himself? Is he forever evil? Will he do the same thing again? It brought a lot of questions to the season that frankly should have been done with Tommy in MMPR.
RPM Silver and Gold Rangers.
We meet this duo in a flashback. They're the reasons Dr. K was able to break out of her imprisonment. Jim and Gemma are very similar to Zane. They're her band-aid on the world. 2 scientists that helped build the RPM suits and gear to finally show up and come in to blow everything up. These aren't your normal Rangers. It shows that a Power Ranger can't come from anywhere at any time. They had to hide from vengeance forces, complete the prototype Ranger suits with basically scavenged parts, all while keeping a positive outlook on the horrible situation. If I was in this apocalypse, I'd want these 2 for morale. Gem and Gemma also complete Dr. K's arc with them in her life again. She slowly stops being this cold, uncaring person.
Omega Ranger.
Now, normally Omega Ranger would be a part of a top 10 worst something list. If you want to show someone how to make a bad character, here's a good quick example of one. But this is about 6 Rangers introductory stories, the one thing SPD did right. Young Sam from the present time of SPD was a great way to bring in your 6th Ranger. Just a kid character that for some reason has special powers. You had no idea Sam was going to be the 6th Ranger for the show. That was a surprise. Mora attempts to trick him into using his abilities for evil. Z and Sam's connection was a good mishmash of mother figure and a friend. It works very well with Z's established personality of helping people at all costs. I'm glad they went with Z. It was another person dealing with the 6th Ranger. They could have easily used Jack. Opened Z to good focus episodes and gave something positive to Omega Ranger. Every time I see Sam parts 1 and 2, I just get annoyed that I could have liked this character more.
Titanium Ranger.
A mysterious person breaks into the Aqua Base and steals the Titanium Morpher. We don't know who or why this person did it. How are they this good with the suit on their first use? They set this Ranger up to be one of the most difficult enemies they had to deal with. Then at the end of the episode, we're punched in the face, finding out he's Captain Mitchell's lost son. You're going, what happened with Mitchell? Why didn't Dana know this? Why is he bad? Why does Ryan want to kill his own sister and father? Questions and confusion, everything all at once.
Mercury Ranger.
Taizan was the season's alien. He was turned into this lizard monster that was forced to obey Moltor. This story brought back some of those memories of Rita taking control of Tommy. I like when writers echo past seasons in a different fashion. I don't want them to rip off old stuff and regurgitate it. Meld it into a new season organically. This also subtly gave a hint of Mac's hidden mystery. He was really the only one that took Taizan's word as true. This could have just been a huge trap. Taizan also allowed Mac to be a leader. For the most part, Mac was the hyper-happy kid of the group, but didn't get to do much. This was really visible during Once a Ranger. Episodes like these show the value of why Mac is the Red Ranger, killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Gold Ranger.
Yes, the Zeal Gold Ranger. I know a lot of you are puzzled with the lack of me talking about Jason. I don't hate Jason. I would never throw him into the trash. He's a good Red Ranger, a good friend towards everyone. Jason just doesn't get to do anything past his Ranger duties. But I love the whole mystery behind who the Gold Ranger was. Way better than what they did with Tommy. I did hate that Billy got screwed, and I still think Skull could have gotten a chance, but Jason coming back after 2 years was a big deal. What was he up to? How does this make Rocky feel? Him coming back was the best thing that happened to the character. For me, Tommy and Jason work together again, just with switched roles. How does Jason work as a Sixth Ranger? How does Tommy work as a Red Ranger? And it's a good dynamic shift.
Silver Ranger.
Zane coming out of Crowd Freeze was a big what? While Andros trusted his new team of Space Rangers, he still kept his personal feelings locked away. That included protecting Zane. I get it. Zane was most likely an emotional replacement for Carone, and when Zane got injured, Andros was vulnerable again. He doesn't have anyone to talk to, on top of it, not wanting him to be taken away like his sister. Then it all just changes when Zane just walks out and starts being funny, thankful, and he's happy to see new people that are nice. He almost died, but at the same time, Zane's doing that to help Andros. Zane wants Andros to lighten up. He can't be mopey forever, so you have this positive and negative energy fighting. If I wanted to give an example on how to improve Brody, Zane and Andros' characterizations should have been the direction that Brody could have gone.
Dino Charge Gold Ranger.
Ivan was built up for a long time. They even went out of the way to explain the whole Xandar finisher footage from Karuger. Ivan got a lot of love in Dino Charge. I wasn't used to that. Six Rangers in most years lost their special feeling. They come in but don't really get to do much, just mainly to sell toys. Ivan started episodes before he was even a part of the team, on top of being a really good, fun character that complemented Coda and their fish out of water predicament. When do you hear me say that a character didn't need that much introduction or backstory? I welcomed it. It showed that the writers cared about the first season of Dino Charge. If a character needs backstory, overdo it. Better off being safe than just doing one episode and forgetting about them.
Magna Defender.
I've always enjoyed the Magna Defender. I think it's a good idea to have Ranger powers be passed from another character. It allows a better look to the history. It also gives more story choices because you couldn't have Mike killed off, but the original Magna Defender can be. It also helps that a Sixth Ranger can boost another Ranger. It doesn't have to always be the Red Ranger, but when you incorporate another Ranger, it helps warming them up to the team and the audience. Like with Mac and Tyzon, Zane and Andros, Kira and Trent. It was a really good story. Magna Defender wanted to get revenge, only saved Mike originally to just use his body, but Leo and the others showed him there's other options. I can hate a character overall, but I can still acknowledge the things that the show got right. Not everyone is 100% bad or 100% good. I like Kid Sam, I just wish his story was done better. What are your thoughts on Six Rangers? Do you only like them if you like everything about the character, or can you still like a piece of the character? And if you have an idea you'd like me to cover in a future top 10, leave a comment down below. Next week, my top 10 Disney era episodes.